prestige television is the entree, I'm his best customer. Today we're snacking on Wayward from Netflix, Keke Palmer's Southern Fried Rice, and all things reality TV. Welcome to Couch Conversations with Caviar. I'm your host, Donita. Hey, it's Donita. This is Couch Conversations with Caviar with your favorite cozy couch commentator. Today, I want to go over what's happening in pop culture and the latest television and all things reality because everybody is talking about Love is Blind. I got my cute little Love is Blind cup that I got from the reunion. We'll get into that later. So, pull up a snack, sit down, get your blankets ready for some good conversations on the couch. Welcome to Couch Conversations with Caviar. If you are not new here, you should know my favorite caviar, white sturgeon. Look at that robust color. Beautiful. We're getting into this in a minute. I'm gonna make my set. I hope you all are making your beautiful caviar sets right now. And we're ready to snack and talk about some yummy television. Today, I'm not drinking again. Remember on the first episode, I didn't pour myself a glass of wine because I already did my 1 day of the week drink. So again, my filming day fell on me not drinking. So today I'm drinking Whole Foods kombucha. This is pear and elderflower. Really good. I love a good kombucha. And I'm gonna pour it in my Love is Blind cup. At least it's bubbly. It gives the illusion that I'm drinking, but this is kombucha. Okay, first bite of the night. Look at this. Cheers, guys. So, let's get into Wayward on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, definitely scroll past this or fast forward because there will be spoilers. I want to get into Wayward because I truly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great psychological thriller. I'm a huge psychological thriller fan. That's literally my jam. Like, I love watching them. I love writing them. So I thought that they did a great job. I know there were a few critics or a few people that didn't like the ending and thought that it didn't explain a lot, but I thought the ending was perfect for how the husband was under a spell. Like, it kind of came full circle in my opinion. So let's get into the character point of views. I saw a lot of chatter around where people were saying, like, I didn't know what character to follow, or I didn't know who was like the main character because everybody had a story. And in my opinion, I think that was the point of the show. Like, the whole show was centered around this school having all these kids like that were bad, or like, you know, kids that were needing discipline, and they disciplined these kids to rehab them into the society that was only adults. So in my opinion, they trap the kids and then they go into adulthood, and that's why the town only had adults in it and no children. So I think they had to have every character's point of view because it was from the kids' point of view, the adults' point of view, and then the new people that moved in. But I think the policeman, the husband policeman, that also is a trans person, I think that's important to note as well, was the nucleus of that show. No matter who point of view it was, or like whose story we was telling, the policeman had like a touch in everyone's story, whether they were filming with him or they had like an interaction with him. The policeman had an interaction with every single person like on that show. So I feel like the policeman was the nucleus, and he was who I was rooting for the whole show. I was rooting for him to figure out uncover, the secrets of this town. I was rooting for him to save his family. Whole time, the wife is the person that's coming up being the new cult leader. I think they were the nucleus, and from their point of view, you uncovered a lot of secrets in the show. So I think really it was good because the cult leader definitely, she plays her role. Toni Collette, she played this role so well. I feel like Toni, in any role that she plays in, she is unrecognizable in every role. Like, I don't even realize that it's Toni Collette playing, to be honest. Like, any role that she's in, she encompasses that character and turns into that person. Like in Wayward, she don't even look like herself. She didn't look like herself, but she played a great cult leader and instilled fear in everyone, because even I was kind of scared of her in the show. And I loved that they showed the dynamic between her and the policeman's wife, because it showed that the wife, she was always a rebel, and I think she even said it in the show, like, you were the most difficult student I had. And I think she was the most difficult student because she saw herself in the wife. Like the cult leader saw herself in the wife. She saw how strong-willed she is and how strong she is. And I think that's why she was pretty much, at the end of the show, you saw the cult leader die. Well, it's interpreted that she died, and the wife is now the new cult leader. I think that shows how, like, her whole childhood and being in that prison for children, she was planning that the whole time. I think she was a rebel the whole time. She was planning it from being in there, that she was going to be the new leader of the town and the new leader of this child prison. And I even think she went as far as like marrying a trans man because she wanted to show how much of a rebel she is and like go against whatever beliefs the cult leader had. I think she purposely sought out this person that also internally is going through their own issues and knew, like, I can control him because he's going through his own internal things and he'll be easy to control. I loved it. I think it's such a layered show, and if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it, because I think there's so much there in terms of the characters. There wasn't a lot of world building. I like that it was in that, like, it made you feel like you were in that small town with them. Like, everybody knew everybody. It was very weird. It gave you weird vibes. That's usually how small towns are. I would know, I'm from one, so no shade to small towns. I mean, I'm from one as well, but it just gave, like, these people are weird. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought that, you know, the husband not getting away and knowing truly that, wow, I'm stuck in a cult, was powerful. I thought that it was very interesting that they left it off that way, and I heard that that's how the book ends. I appreciated that because it kind of lets you come up with your own ending. I love shows or movies that keep you guessing and, like, you just have to come up with your own ending. And my guess is that the policeman is still there. The wife is running the show. She's the new cult leader, but I think she's running it in a modern way where she said, like, children are allowed. I'm a mother. I'm bringing in this new child. Children are allowed. This is a new way that we're doing our town now, and this is how it's going to run. and I think she's still running it as a co-leader. I think the show was done fabulously. I also loved the pacing of the show. I love that it felt like a whodunit type of show. Like when people were missing, or like the kids were missing, the murders were coming up. I like that we were trying to figure out, you know, the whodunit of it all, along with the policemen. Well, only the policemen that cared. The other policemen obviously were in with the cult leader, so they weren't much help, and they didn't really try to search for kids or try to investigate why kids were missing. But I did appreciate that the pacing was like very high intensity, and it made you want to solve the murders along with the policemen. And I think that's why I was so like invested. Like I was invested because I feel like I was there with the policemen, like trying to figure out, okay, why are all these kids missing from this encampment of these children, and why are they treating them like they're in a prison and not actually like a boarding school? It was just a lot. And actually this show made me want to read the book, because I want to see, like, you know, the differences and what differences that they make it within the show and in the book. It was really good, and I think Toni Collette played it fabulously. Even the wife, she played really well, and I like the policeman as well. But Toni, any role she plays in, she plays it well. I'm giving my Caviar bite of the day to Wayward. Psychological thriller. I truly enjoyed it. Before I start to talk about Southern Fried Rice, Keke Palmer's Southern Fried Rice, written by Nikia Stevens, I want to preface this by saying, as always, I respect art. I respect art for what it is, and I respect creatives for what they do and being brave enough to write and create anything you want, as long as it's not harming others, right? I respect that this is an idea that they've been working on, and likely it was written 10 years ago, and that's likely why it feels like it's missing the mark on a lot of people. So I just want to say that in the beginning, I respect art, and I know it probably took a lot to produce this show, and they've obviously been working together for a long time. I actually went back and watched like their previous projects that they worked on together, like the therapist show, not therapist show, but it was a girl that's doing like a show about F-boys and interviewing them for her dissertation at UCLA. I watched that. That was pretty good as well. Like, her other stuff is great. So I will say this: when you're doing a show, like when you're working on a show or you're working on a project that was made likely 10 years ago or was written 10 years ago, you might want to have a trigger go off in your mind, like, okay, we probably should revisit the story in the current zeitgeist or in today's current climate to see if there's something that has to be updated, or maybe it has to be changed, or maybe it has to be reconfigured. I think this is an example of that. Southern Fried Rice definitely should have been reconfigured and re-looked at in today's zeitgeist and like the climate. I think, you know, we're all kind of hurting right now with the economy being what it is, racism at an all-time high, things really looking kind of bleak in the industry. And I think right now everyone is, in a way, looking for things to complain about, yes, or they're just tired of tropes and stereotypes in communities, especially our community. Now, if I'm going to talk about something, I'm going to watch it. So I did watch the first 2 episodes, and I get why everyone is upset. But I do think I like that the cast is all black cast except for the lead. I don't like that the lead character is not black as well. And I don't understand who the target audience is for this show. Now, when we're talking about Keke Palmer as a whole, obviously her main target audience is black people, specifically black women. So, just going off that target audience, this show is not for her main target audience. Like, I really don't understand what. Like, I just want to ask them, who was the target audience in your mind when you created the show? Now, if this show was created back when it was written, which she said, the writer said 10 years ago, yes, 10 years ago, this show probably would have worked. I mean, it probably would have got a few commentary as well, like what people are saying, but it wouldn't have been blown up to this magnitude back 10 years ago, because like we had shows like Dear White People, Blackish, all of that. Like in the Blackish era and the Grownish era and Dear White People era, this show might have worked, and it still, I wouldn't understand who the target audience is. Which brings me to my point of having brand managers. It's a lost art, in my opinion. Having brand managers, publicists, anyone that's handling your brand as a whole is a lost art, because I feel like if you would have brought this show to a brand manager or somebody, they could have probably told you, like, okay, the job of a brand manager is supposed to be up to date on the current culture and the current zeitgeist, and telling you, like, okay, this would do great, this not so much, maybe we should reconfigure some things. And I think that was not something that was discussed. Like, would this work right now in the current zeitgeist? I know how it is in production. I know when you have an idea that you're so passionate about and you just want to work through it, you want to get it out, and all you could think about is like, let's just produce this production. Like, I don't really care what's going on in the world right now. Let's produce it. And she did say she wanted to have a show that would spark conversation. This for sure is sparking conversation. That's for sure. And I just wouldn't have responded. Personally, for me, I wouldn't have responded in the way that they have been responding. I would have said, I hear the criticism, I hear everybody, what they're saying. This is a story that I wanted to do, and maybe the mark was missed on who I thought the target audience was. Maybe the target audience is XYZ, or the specific niche people that are in a different culture that is not their culture. I don't know who the audience is for this. And a lot of it was a lot of like tropes. I didn't like the whole black plus size roommate that's like saying that she's a cultural vulture and she's the mean one, and it's just the dark skinned girl is the mean one, and she doesn't give the roommate a chance, blah blah blah. Like, it's just so, it's tired. Like, it's tired. It's a tired stereotype, and I think that they tried to do something critical, or I don't know. I really don't know what they were trying to do. I'm trying to give them something, but I don't know. I just wouldn't have done something like this had I know what my target audience is. If your target audience is, if your main audience that supports you is Black people, specifically Black women, I would never do something that kind of goes against their morals or just making them upset. You gotta know who supports you and who's gonna be interested in what you put out. I don't get it. Do love that Cordell is in it. I love that. I'm a huge Love Island fan. I love that Cordell is acting in it. I feel like some of the actors are great. Some of them are really good. Yeah, I just don't understand the show's purpose. And everybody being Black on set doesn't move me. Because I still, at the core of it, don't understand why this was a show. Because this show isn't for Black people, in my opinion, because they're not the lead, they're the side characters. So I don't know who the show is for. But yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it anymore. But I'm sure I will see clips on Twitter and TikTok from people that are upset. But I just want us to think a little more about what we put out and what story we're trying to tell. Because I don't want any more stereotypes or tropes about my people and Black people. I just think we're past that, and I think we're in a climate right now that is so volatile towards us and towards a lot of people of color, and anything that's like a trope or stereotype, in my opinion, will only divide us. Also, with Southern Fried Rice, I think with affirmative action being taken away by mostly Asian people coming against Black people at Ivy League schools, I think it's just a bad taste in everyone's mouth because of what has happened with affirmative action and the fact that we aren't as welcome in their communities, and it just feels like a lot of times Black people just like to welcome everyone in our community, which can be a beautiful thing. But I think when things like affirmative action happens or certain racist instances happen, it just makes you feel like, okay, well, why are we so welcoming when nobody welcomes us in their communities in the same way? So I just think it is not a good time. Like, this was just not a good time to come out with something like this. But I respect it as an art form, and I'm sure the writing is great. I probably won't watch it again, but the first 2 episodes, I will say the actors were great. The writing is good. The mom seems great. She played a great character. The best friend being pregnant and not being able to go to college did piss me off a little bit. I ain't like that. So it is what it is with that show. It's just too many things in the zeitgeist right now that's happening that it doesn't work. But this is why I put branding and marketing into everything that I do, and I highly recommend everybody else does that. Whatever idea that you're coming up with or you want to put out, I mean, you could write it and produce it, but before you hit that publish button, you should take a deep look at the cultural zeitgeist. You can even do like some marketing surveys or get a small study group together, screen it with a study group, survey them after it, see the response. If you're getting people that say, oh, this is offensive, this is not great, or I really don't understand who this is for, then likely you probably shouldn't release it. Now, let's get into Love is Blind. Child, this last episode of the weddings was insane, but expected. I feel like I expected a lot of it because these couples was so weird this season. It was not like that. None of them seemed like they had chemistry. None of them seemed like they actually liked each other. They didn't get along. It just felt like a lot of them were trying to stay together just to stay together because of the show and to continue the experiment. But it did not feel genuine. From this last episode of Love is Blind, the wedding episode was when KB's mom went into the room with Edmund and was talking to Edmund and saying how much she cared about him and loved him. I thought that was really sweet. And he was talking about, you know, being sad that his mom wasn't there. That made me feel really sad for him because his mom wasn't there, and it just feels like she's always a void in his life. Like she's just like never really there for him. I don't know their family history, but just seeing them on camera together and their dynamic, I can tell that he has probably some like deep-seated issues because of his mom and their relationship and like whatever she put him through. And my heart goes out to Edmund. That's why, like, when Edmund did things to KB, like, yes, I was like, you doing too much and you trying to be passive aggressive, and like that's not right. But I feel like he has so many like issues that he doesn't even know about that he needs to work through. And it's like it's not that he's a spiteful person. I feel like he's just a person that's struggling with emotions and like his inner child, because his inner child is so broken. That's just a speculation. But their wedding was the saddest part to me because them breaking up. I mean, I respect KB for doing that. I really wanted her to do that because I was like, girl, if she married him, I don't know, she would have been miserable. Like she said, that would not have been, like, my thing is, you cannot be a rehab center for broken men. Like, at this point, we too old for that. We are too old to be a rehab center for broken men. Like, you gotta come already whole, and he needs to work on himself. He has to work on himself for himself. Like, not because you want to find somebody, or not because you want to be with KB. Like, work on yourself to be a better you. So yeah, I think their wedding was the saddest. Like, cause I really wasn't sure about KB. Like this season, I don't know. She was giving me like she actually was gonna go through with it. I was actually shocked that she said no. I didn't know what to expect, but I was relieved. The first wedding, I knew that couple wouldn't make it because she kept talking about like his lifestyle and his drinking, and like she wasn't agreeing with how much he drank when he got home from work. But also just like the money thing, like even her friends saying like, oh, like he has potential, but like he's broke right now. And she kept saying, oh, well, he makes a lot of money. And then she changed it. She was like, oh, he makes some good money. So I think like she's looking for not necessarily a sugar daddy, but I think she's looking for somebody that like just wants to take care of her. Cause like she said, I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, I don't want to really work much. I want to go back to school and my man take care of everything. And I think she felt that he would eventually like resent her, or like not like taking care of her. And I don't know, a little bit of that is revealed in the reunion. Like I said in the beginning, I did attend the reunion. That's how I got this. To say this, I actually was shocked when the boy that has the son, I forgot his name, the one with all the tattoos that has the son, I think his name is Daniel. I was shocked with their breakup because it looked like he was just so hurt by her saying that she didn't want to break up. I mean, that she didn't want to get married and she wanted to break up with him. And that really, oh my gosh, it hurt my heart when he said, when the producer was like, what do you regret the most, or like, what do you feel bad the most about? And he said, I shouldn't have let her meet my son. I was like, oh my god, because that's such a vulnerable thing. Like, I feel like she kind of pressured him a little too much to meet her son. Meet his son. I feel like she didn't really need to meet him that fast. Like, I think maybe once they got to the wedding part and like they know for sure, yes, I'm saying yes, then she could have met him. But I know, yeah, I know he felt so bad for even bringing that into his son's life, because it's like now he has to explain to his son what happened. But also, I mean, you signed up for this, going on a show like Love is Blind, so I mean, I guess it is what it is with that. Like, he signed up for the show. But it was very sad. You could tell he was very hurt by it and disappointed. And obviously, I knew that wasn't going to work too, because like the Bible say, you can't be unequally yoked. And I feel like she has her lifestyle, he has his lifestyle. It's not saying that, you know, their lifestyles can't merge, but if you are used to a certain type of lifestyle, somebody has to compromise. Either he was going to have to come up and make more money and be up to where she is and her status and her money, or she was going to have to come down and like not really care about her lifestyle that she was afforded to, because she, you know, created that life for her career and her money. But she was gonna have to kind of come down a little bit, and like, so they could coexist. Like, you can't coexist on two different like sails. Like, she's sailing this way, he's on a sailboat this way. Like, you can't coexist, and like y'all both have different ideals. I commend her as well for breaking it off, because that would just be irresponsible for both of them. And the son being in that, like, that would just probably hurt the son heart. But by the time this comes out, hopefully the reunion, yes, by the time you guys see the show, the reunion should be out. So I know that you all are gagged by the one that has the money and was dating the guy with the child. I know y'all are gagged by her announcement at the reunion. She had a busy year, okay? She had a busy year. Like, how you go from the show, got a man, got pregnant, had a baby, come back to, by the time she had the reunion, the baby is almost like 6 months, I think. Like, she had a whole lifetime of things that happened. Like, mama moves fast, okay? She ain't waste no time. And you could tell that her new man has money, and that's why they work. Like, she kind of said that in so many words in the reunion too, from what I can remember. But at the reunion, hopefully, I'll probably watch it by the time this comes out. But in the reunion, she did say, like, you know, we met through a mutual friend, and he has his thing going on, and we like to travel a lot. We could travel, we could have, you know, the baby there, which means they probably have help, they probably have a nanny. Like, he fits her lifestyle because he has money. I don't know why people will try to make things that don't fit in a puzzle try to work. Like, you just can't work that out. Like, if she's used to that, then whoever she ends up with has to have money. That's just how it is, because you're used to a certain lifestyle. Now, if you're used to a calmer, more, I don't know, homey lifestyle, then they would have worked out, like, because she wouldn't have had a taste of anything else. But that's just not me. So I'm actually glad that the season of Love is Blind is over, because it actually really sucked. It was not good, but the drama was there, which is great, but it was not a good season. And the fact that nobody got married shows it. And child, we keep it admin lifted in prayer, because yeah, He's a lot. But I'm glad it's over. The reunion was fun. I wonder if, because it's not out by the time that I'm filming this now, but it's not out yet. I'm hoping that I show up on camera because I did act a fool at the reunion. So I'm hoping that I show up on camera a little bit. We shall see by the time this is filmed. I want to give my other Caviar bite of the day. The award goes to Angie K from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I watched her wife swap episode, and first of all, I already love Angie on this season of Salt Lake City. Love her and Mary. I love her and Mary dynamic. Love Mary this season as well. But I especially love how like Angie is just like, she's funny. She's being funny and like not backing down to Lisa, which that's a whole nother thing. But as she not backing down, like she's being funny with her comebacks. Like the quickness of her comebacks has been very entertaining and very funny. But I love her wife swap episode. It was really good. And she was a trooper. Like she was a true team player. Like I loved it. I probably wouldn't have done it. As soon as I saw that note, they don't have no running water and a toilet that don't flush. Oh no ma'am. I would have went to the nearest hotel and told Bravo, you're gonna have to get somebody else to do it. Find somebody else to do it. I need running water. That's crazy. But I loved Angie K in Wife Swap, and I saw the photo of her inviting the family over to watch it with her in their home. Like, Angie is so cool, and Mary and Heather were there. Like, Angie, this season, you got it, girl. All right, y'all. This has been so much fun. I loved sitting here yapping to y'all into the abyss. Whoever is sitting here listening to me yap, I loved sitting here and yapping with y'all. If you laughed, yelled at the screen and said exactly, or you liked anything I said, definitely like, follow, and subscribe Couch Convo with Caviar on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Definitely like, follow, and subscribe, and come back for more episodes. And if you like anything I said, definitely stay tuned for more sound bites on current events, culture, and the latest in all things television and film. And I hope that I see you guys again soon. Have a happy evening and a good drink. Good night, guys. See you next time.